Are you being cheap? If you're listening right now, there are 4 ways to identify this, and I'm going to rattle them off and then kind of go through them. 1, you're very, very healthy. I'm going to explain to you what that means. 2, you don't have a spending plan. 3, you're adhering to some arbitrary thing like the 4% rule as if it's the only way to live and enjoy your retirement. And 4, you're waiting way too long or maybe not touching your IRA, 401k, or Roth accounts. These are the ways that we can quickly identify. You're like, shoot, all 4 of those apply to me. Am I being cheap? The answer is probably yes. You're being too cheap with yourself, though. When you're on your deathbed, ask yourself, do you want to stare at a bunch of zeros or do you want to reflect on a bunch of memories? And I think that is the way I can try to center folks into not being cheap. When you think about those 4 items, you're healthy. Most people don't realize when you're healthy, you're going to be doing the most. So if you're in your prime healthy years, you're in obviously your 60s, even in your 70s, and you're still very active, this is the time where you spend all your money. People don't realize the spending curve in retirement goes down the older you get, because once you get to retirement, a lot of times you do the things you want to do. You kind of go out and enjoy. You buy the car, you buy the RV, you buy the place in Florida. You go out or you start doing a couple traveling, and then it slows down. So it usually slows down in coordination with your health. So we want to make sure that if you're, in your prime healthy years in retirement and you're not spending money, you should be asking yourself why. 2, you don't have a spending plan. Most people don't spend because they're just blindly relying on their financial advisor. That is a mistake, because your financial advisor has a conflict of interest with your retirement. If you spend your money, they take a pay cut. There's no argument. It's impossible to argue. If they're charging you 1%, which they probably are, or 1.5% or 1.25, whatever the case may be, Eddie, Merrill, Morgan, Ray, all of them, Fisher, they all charge the same way. They're charging you a percentage of the zeros in your account. And if you spend them, they take a pay cut. They probably haven't got around to get you a spending plan. And that's why you've worked your whole life. Break your piggy bank. You own it. That's number 2. Number 3, the 4% gospel. You can only spend 4% of, you can only, some people only spend their interest, or they only can spend 4% of their earnings. First of all, how does that apply to everybody if everybody's account sizes are different? This is the most ridiculous thing made up by a financial advisor to ensure that you're too scared to spend any of your money, especially when you think about the amount of money you don't spend or leave on the table or that go on to the next generation. If you're blindly following one of these percentages, ask yourself why and what your accounts are doing. They're probably growing, is my guess in a lot of circumstances. And the 4th is you're waiting to spend your largest asset, your IRA or 401k, where it's like, I was going to go to Florida, but we're going to wait till 73 to break into our IRAs because that's what our financial advisor told us, because that's when obviously we have to. That makes 0 sense. That is your largest financial asset. Make sure you crack into it using it, obviously methodically. That's why we build a tax map for every client showing you when and how much to take out of your IRA. So over the course of retirement, you can actually take it out piece by piece by piece, getting out the lowest tax matters and ensuring that you are getting to have more fun with your money. It's not just about taxes. It's about you. So again, obviously the big 4 ways that if you're really healthy, obviously you don't have a spending plan, you're adhering to something like the 4% rule, or you haven't touched your IRA or 401k, you're probably being a little too cheap in retirement. Go have some more fun. Hopefully, encourage you to have or talk to a financial advisor or a retirement planner that understands that you're supposed to actually enjoy your money in retirement versus just building a bunch of accounts so that they can get more fees.